you should see me naked. And I say this when you look at my most unhealthiest of heaviest, which was 363 pounds. That was prior to June 3rd, 2019, when I went to my lifestyle transformation, where today on November 25th, I'm 205 pounds. I started my 41-day fast on October 31st at 8:15 p.m. And I started at a weight at 240 at that time. So imagine that I had already lost all that weight. And now this morning I'm 205 and I still have 16 full days to go because I'm not stopping my fast until December 11th after 8:15 p.m. And a full 41 day is based on data and science, which I'll get into. But I know that I'm not alone in this. It's bigger than me, but there's also a presence with me. But I went in prepared. So I'm gonna continue here, but go to Big Healthy Hugs, because this lifestyle transformation journey that started back on June 3rd, 2019, and the understanding of a 41-day fast and going forward in life is just a beginning. Right? And beyond my cancer, beyond beating my cancer, beyond beating all those medical conditions and getting rid of all that medication in the past that I've done so, going forward, and what I'm going to be explaining and teaching, what's changing in my body, it's bigger than me, and I'm not the only one that's participating in this journey. So let me proceed here. The 205 this morning, I know that I still have 16 full days to go, that I'm probably going to be around 190, around that weight, but it's not about weight loss. And I'm going to be very clear. Weight loss is part of the journey, right? The weight loss follows, but I went after the internal health. And I understood, just like back in 2019 and jumping on June 3rd, I understood that I needed nutrient density in my life, and I needed something every day. And I needed to know, how do I break my fast? And I figured out that the intent of breaking the fast is not a breakfast. It's not one of those sugars for breakfast. There is nutrient density. And I said to myself, how the hell am I going to get all these things into my body every day to break my fast? That's when I had invented my own shake, right? I called it the Ogre Shake. My nickname is Ogre. So I call it the Ogre Shake. And every day, religiously, since June 3rd, 2019, I've been making myself this shake that is fuel. In that shake, the basis is coffee, that warm, and it shakes up really nicely because I can go and I can shake it, put it in the blender if I want to, but I can make it to go, and it's very easy to make. But because of the heat of the coffee is, I see all those marketed products. I have nothing against them, but I was doing that way back then. So that was one thing that I did for myself, that I ensured that there were certain consumptions that I had to have every day, and that's how I did it. Now going forward, and the cancer that I have, unfortunately I got a high-risk mutation, chronic lymphocytic leukemia, that they had to get me on medication ASAP. I literally, February 8th, I got the call, and by May 8th, I'm on medication because those 3 months of those testing and genetic makeup, even the pharmacists, they want you on this medication ASAP. So I knew that. But one of the things I know from research and all the things that I've absorbed is that I had to bring my body up to the highest ketone possible, right? And lowest glucose glutamine possible. Well, how the hell do you do that, right? And I figured it out, that a 41-day fast. How else are you going to bring your body down to the lowest glucose glutamine possible and the highest ketone possible? And there's products that I take, and I say select product, because your body does not need supplementation during your 40-day fast. And that is, again, science and data. But to bring your body down to the lowest glutamine, one of the things is ashwagandha, which I take. The other thing beyond an inhibitor of cancer is curcumin, but curcumin also enhances autophagy. Along with exogenous ketones, boosts ketone body. So those are three of the type of supplements that I take. And I take two other things actually, but I don't want to get into those details. But what I want to get into is I wanted to bring my body as high as ketone body as possible, as low as glutamine glucose as possible. And how did I do that? By going into a 41-day fast, where just like June 3rd, 2019, I did 2 years of research. So mentally, I was prepared. I went in prepared, right? So I never missed a day of fasting since June 3rd, 2019. And I've talked about this countless times. But people ask me that I'm on day 25 right now, and they say like, aren't you hungry? Is this healthy for you, et cetera, et cetera. And I could assure you that it is. And I could assure you that I'm not hungry, but I do change the way I think. And I said a moment ago, I'm not alone in this, right? I'm not alone in this path. And I am not hungry, and I changed the way I think, but there's some very interesting things happening to my body. All those chronic things that I was suffering from, there's a lot of things that came with the cancer that I never had before. One of them was the head pressures, massive head pressures that I've had since July of 2022, where I've been waking up like a solid hangover every day, even though I don't drink. I haven't drank since February 8th of this year, 2023, but even when I was drinking, and I hadn't drank for a week or two, whatever, I would still wake up with a solid hangover, where I came to a point where I didn't want to open my eyes in the morning. And a lot of that is dissipating. And I won't get into the details because I'm documenting everything. The other thing is my hands. There's a lot of things that started happening after May 8th. And my hands, there was a lot, I couldn't even squeeze my fingers no more because they were locking. That is dissipating. But other things that I've been suffering from for years in the legs, in the radiating spine, because I have degenerative disc disease and I have narrowing of the spinal facet, and I also had lesion in my spine where they thought it was cancerous. But those lesions caused electrocutions in the leg, hence why I had the ALS testing and all that. And the burning of the spine that goes from the top of your neck all the way down, it's crazy how much burning has been going on in the last several weeks. Some very interesting thing with my legs were almost paralyzing numbness at times. Heat in my brain, in my head, in the side of my head, like major heat in the morning. Very drained in the morning. That's like, especially in the last week, extreme dryness in my mouth. And I'm learning a lot of things like Celtic salt, for example. Pinch of Celtic salt in my mouth. It removes that dryness. But I say dry, I'm talking like you just woke up after a week in a desert throughout the night and in the morning. That's that kind of dry. Paralyzing leg, you can't even get up. I'm not kidding you. When I say can't even get up, I tried, and anyways, I found myself going down. The drain in the morning, I wouldn't want to get chased. I mentioned that a moment ago. I mean, drained in the morning. But then you light up throughout the day. You drink your water. I drink my ketone body. I put in my non-calorie causing electrolytes, etc. And it rebuilds where I'm lit at night. Literally, I'm lit. My mind is fully active throughout the night. The sleep is light. You know, you measure it on your phones and my Watch 3, my Samsung, and that kind of stuff. But it's as if the rust is being pushed out of me. If I could explain it, the radiating pain in the spine, the legs, the paralyzation, the hands, the burning in the head, and I mean burning, it's like a heat. It's like you're getting too close to an element, getting too close to a fire. That kind of heat. It's as if the rust is being pushed out of my body in this. And you know that there's individuals that pay, or organizations that charge a hell of a lot of money around the world, or people spend. When I see the numbers, like just $50,000 to sit and do administration paperwork, or hundreds of thousands of dollars, $1 million for people to go through these cancer treatments and that. And I understand Moses and Jesus and Pythagoras and the 41-day fast, the science. Well, I'm telling you right now, it's a Nobel medical prize, and the science is sound. Like stem cells, like the regeneration of the body from the bone, the skeletal, the nervous system, the brain, the eyes. But there's a lot of things that happen in your body that people pay for, that people go and dish out hundreds of thousands of dollars, and it's free if you go through a 41-day fast, right? And I'm feeling it. I'm truly feeling it. So when I say this journey is beyond me, when I say that I'm not alone in this, I say this from the heart and mind and soul. And I'm going to teach. Like I'm writing. I love to write. I'm a content writer, and I'm writing the book. This program started in my mind in 2017. I started adding content from 2017 on. I started enhancing it from 2019 on. I'm starting to perfect it throughout my fast. But I've been building it for years now, this program and this book that's coming together. And the transformation from the Western lifestyle to where I am in my life. And I could honestly say Western, because if you go around the world and if there was never any Western influence, people wouldn't be 363 of their most unhealthiest with like unhealthiest that causes a revolving door into a medical system of medication, medical procedures. And societies like blue zones that used to be this big are now this big because of Western influence, right? And countries that are standing up to Western ingredients. And look at their youth over the last 20 years. Look at their youth over the last 10 years. Look at individuals or societies or communities or groups or religions that actually followed their old books, that go back to the earth. That there's a saying out there that was coined that you must eat from food that comes from plants. And I'm saying plants. I'm not talking about your pesticides, your chemicalized, your grown with wool. Like I'm talking plants that you know are truly organic, that are truly healthy, that are truly grown from earth, nutrient earth, right? So you're supposed to, the more you consume from the earth, right, and less from a plant, like more from the earth from a plant, and less food that was manufactured in a plant, the healthier you become. I've proven it. I've rid my body of medication, medical procedures, and I'm going to prove something in this 41-day fast, but that's just the beginning. So from me to you, Jean-Guy Bourguignon, big healthy hugs. Thank you for being part of this, and hopefully you follow me, because I'm going to teach and I'm going to help those that are ready to be honest with themselves. And I always said, when you are honest with yourself, I will take the time with you. Jean-Guy Bourguignon, big, healthy, loving hugs.